The Gupta Empire is often called India's Golden Age, a time of flourishing art, science, and culture. We usually think of the Guptas as starting in Magadha, but what if their roots were in Bengal? This idea comes from the Chinese monk Ai Tsing, who wrote about a temple built by King Srigupta in Bengal for Chinese monks. Srigupta, considered the dynasty's founder, granted land and revenue to support the temple. This act wasn't just religious. It was a statement of power and international vision. If Ai Tsing's account is accurate, the Gupta story begins in Bengal, not just ends there. Bengal was not a backwater, but a dynamic region with rulers capable of grand projects and international connections. Srigupta's temple hints at early ties between Bengal and the wider world. This challenges the idea that Bengal was a late addition to the empire. Instead, it may have been a foundational part of the Gupta rise. The region's importance predates the great conquests. Bengal was already on the map for scholars and pilgrims. This early link between the first Gupta king and Bengal sets the stage for a much deeper relationship. The seeds of the Golden Age may have been sown in Bengal's fertile soil. The Gupta-Bengal connection is more central to history than we ever imagined. Before the Guptas became emperors, their relationship with Bengal was built on diplomacy, not conquest. Early rulers like Srigupta and Ghatotkacha were local kings, forging alliances to expand their influence. Bengal, rich and strategically placed, was a valuable partner. The region was a mosaic of small kingdoms, making alliances essential. The Guptas likely used marriage and trade to build trust with Bengal's rulers. This created a stable eastern frontier, letting the Guptas focus elsewhere. Evidence of these early ties comes from coins, pottery, and art, not grand inscriptions. Gupta cultural influence spread naturally into Bengal, not by force. Goods, ideas, and people moved freely, blending the two regions. This peaceful integration laid the groundwork for later unification. By the time the Guptas expanded, Bengal was already familiar with their culture. The Guptas understood that empires are built on shared interests, not just the sword. Their patient approach made Bengal a natural extension of their heartland. The region wasn't plundered. It was welcomed into the fold. This strategy turned Bengal into a cornerstone of the future empire. The Guptas' wisdom was in building alliances before seeking power. Bengal's integration was a model of political foresight. The era of alliances ended with Samudragupta, the third Gupta ruler and a master strategist. He aimed to unify the subcontinent, not just influence it. His conquests, recorded on the Allahabad pillar, include the kingdoms of Bengal. Samatata and Pushkarana, key Bengal regions, submitted to his authority. This was no longer a partnership. Bengal was now part of the Gupta Empire. Tribute and obedience replaced alliances. But Samudragupta was more than a conqueror. He was a statesman. After victory, he integrated Bengal into the imperial system. He appointed officials, established new divisions, and brought Bengal into the administrative fold. This transformed Bengal from tribute-paying states to a true province. The people became active participants in the empire, not just subjects. Bengal gained its own governors and officials, ensuring loyalty and stability. The careful integration laid the foundation for prosperity. Conquest was swift, but administration was deliberate. Bengal's transformation was key to the Gupta Empire's long-term success. The region became a vital part of the imperial structure. Samudragupta's approach ensured Bengal's lasting place in the empire. The unification was both military and administrative genius. Once Bengal joined the empire, the Guptas set up a sophisticated administration. The Pundravardhana Bhukti became the main province in northern Bengal. Governors, or uparikas, were appointed directly by the emperor, showing Bengal's importance. The Damodarpur copper plates reveal how this system worked. These records detail land sales, grants, and the roles of local officials. District officers, record keepers, and councils of elders managed daily affairs. The system was organized and decentralized, involving local communities. Land transactions required government approval, ensuring fairness and transparency. Local guilds and artisans had a voice in administration. The Guptas didn't rule from afar. They worked with the people. This framework brought stability and allowed trade and agriculture to thrive. Land grants supported temples and learning, making the state a patron of culture. The administration created peace and prosperity in Bengal. It was the backbone of the region's golden age. Bengal's success was built on this effective governance. In the early 5th century, Chinese monk Fa-Hien visited Bengal during the Gupta peak. He came seeking Buddhist scriptures and found a land of prosperity and learning. Fa-Hien spent 2 years in Tamralipta, a bustling port city. He described numerous monasteries filled with monks and supported by the state and merchants. These monasteries were centers of education and debate, attracting scholars from afar. Bengal's prosperity extended beyond religion. Its people were well off, and laws were just. Agriculture and trade drove the economy, while peace allowed culture to flourish. Fa-Hien's outsider perspective confirms Bengal's wealth and stability. His account matches archaeological and inscriptional evidence. Under the Guptas, Bengal became a core region of the empire. It enjoyed all the benefits of the Golden Age. The region's intellectual and economic vitality was unmatched. Fa-Hien's writings capture Bengal at its zenith. Tamralipta at the Ganges Delta was Bengal's gateway to the world. It was a major commercial hub, connecting India to Southeast Asia and China. Ships carried Bengal's cotton, spices, and gems abroad, returning with silk and exotic goods. The city's wealth made it cosmopolitan with merchants from many cultures. Tamralipta was also a launch pad for Buddhist monks and scholars spreading Indian culture. Fa-Hien sailed from here, carrying knowledge back to China. The port linked the Gupta heartland to global trade and ideas. Its prosperity funded temples, monasteries, and universities. Tamralipta was more than a trading post. It was a cultural engine. The city's connections enriched both Bengal and the wider empire. Through Tamralipta, Bengal became a global hub of commerce and thought. The port's influence shaped the intellectual and economic vibrancy of the Golden Age. Bengal was never a mere outpost. It was central to the Gupta Golden Age. From Srigupta's possible origins in Bengal to its full integration, the region's journey was remarkable. Military conquest and sophisticated administration brought stability and growth. Agriculture thrived, and Tamralipta's trade connected Bengal to Asia. Prosperity fueled a cultural renaissance, as seen by Fa-Hien and in archaeological finds. Monasteries and universities made Bengal a beacon of learning. Knowledge and ideas flowed from Bengal to the world. The region shaped and spread the Golden Age's achievements. Bengal evolved into a core province, economic engine, and cultural ambassador. Its legacy as a key architect of the Gupta era endures in history.